discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, this video is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering you a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. All you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/BGUnlocked. The link is in the description below, and now enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Imperial Settlers, the solo variant. So, real quick, I've actually done a separate video for the discussion on Imperial Settlers, so if you want to know what we think of this game, and kind of how it compares to the newest one, Empires of the North, and definitely go check out that video and the run-through. Here I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts on the solo variant by itself. With that being said, one thing I should say is I might have actually gotten some more points in my run-through because blessing tokens kind of count as +1 towards a resource when you're praying. So like whenever my sacrificial altar, for example, I can spend one to announce a color, and if I chose red, I gain a matching resource. So let's say there were 2 red cards, then this blessing token could have been counted as 1 additional red. To my understanding, the Aztecs are a little bit weird to play. Anyway, you didn't come here to hear me talk about what I think of the Aztecs, which I think they're a lot of fun. I really, really like this solo variant for this game, and I know this game came out 5 years ago, so it's like, oh, why are you talking about it now? It's because I never played it solo up until recently, and I enjoy it quite a bit. Like, I always remember saying I needed to try it, but I just never got around to it. It's so much fun. Like, a lot of my issues with solo games is that you're up against an AI that is doing pretty much the same thing you're doing, but they do it way easier. So they just never have to worry about resources or workers or anything like that. So while you're struggling to play the game, it's just constantly going and just getting points all over the place. Here, it's not the case. In this game, you're going up against this deck. And all this deck has is just icons up at the top. So when you are building your cards and your empire, you have to take into consideration, like, what could he possibly attack me with? And there's always the very first card reveal, and it's like, it's a person. It's like, oh man, alright, well, I built a town. Should I build a town? Because he could potentially draw another person, and there's only one other, like, person icon in here, but it's like, man, do I want to risk that? Or do I want to hedge my bets and be like, okay, well, common locations they're not supposed to stay forever anyway. So it's like, well, let me just at least get a few things off of my town for the time being, and I'll risk it. And then whenever you play, you'll get your 2 people, and let's say a couple, like the next round he draws, and it's like, oh, it's a gold. Okay, so I don't have any gold icons over here. And then you flip the next one, and it's a wood, and you're like, oh, thank God. Okay, so at least for another round, I'm going to get to use my town. It's so neat. It's kind of like, it's a small thing of like push your luck, because you don't know what they're going to attack. And I really like the idea of you competing against him for like his cards. So he's going to get 2 that come out, but it's not like he's guaranteed the 2. If you have ways of generating swords, you can raise the 2 out there while they're there. Now, if you don't attack them, then the round goes on. Those 2 will go into his pile, and I believe you can't really mess with them. I had a card that allowed me to remove, my Wrath of the Gods. I played it as if I could remove one of his buildings that matches the color, but I'm not 100% on that. Either way, I ended up losing because he tied me. But it's really neat because you know how well he's doing. Because if you're not attacking him at all, then he's always going to get 2. So at the very least, he's going to get 10 cards if you're never going to attack him, because he's always going to have 2 available. If you never attack, 5 rounds is 10 cards. But depending on the way that this deck comes out and the buildings that you build, he could get more. Like, he got 11 for me. And faction cards are not, like, they're not difficult to build, but they're not easy either, because you always have to take into consideration what buildings you want to get rid of. So, in some of the other games that I was playing, I was struggling to actually cycle through cards, like my buildings, to build my factions, because I'm like, man, these are all good. but I might as well get rid of them so he can't potentially destroy them. I also like how whenever this deck is shuffled and stuff like that, that one, that gives you the variety, but two, he could not attack you for some time. Like, based off the common cards that you have out, he could be like, oh, hey, I have nothing. Oh, 2 cards. 2 card icons. I don't have anything out there that requires cards, let alone 2 of them, which is like maybe 5 cards in the whole common deck. Like a Watchtower is the only one I could really think of. So, it's not punishing. Like, you still get to play your game and not have to worry about, oh, okay, well, every single time he's going to destroy something. No. But he could. Like, he could every single time destroy something that you have. But you can always take it into consideration of what he could potentially destroy. I really like this. I think it's a lot of fun. Some of the factions changed the way the AI or the single player deck goes. Like, I know there are some that give them like new rules depending on the faction you're playing. So if like, oh, well, I can't remember. I can look it up real quick though, because it is important. Because since this game has been out and it has expansions, like if you're playing as, and what's weird, there's only 5. Like they didn't even give you all of them. But like the Atlanteans, to raise a virtual player's location, oh god, you need to discard 3 swords instead of only 2. The Barbarians, during virtual player attack phase, conduct the attack 3 times instead of 2. So it just kind of changes and gives them a character class, I guess. And then some of the other ones, like add new cards. If you're playing with the Atlanteans, and you throw in this one because it can get rid of icons that have the technology symbol. And then there's an expansion that gives them like an action feature and production thing. So they kind of play a little bit more like a human instead of just a deck. I really like the deck. I think it's cool. And what's also a lot of fun is like, so I have played this solo with the Amazons and the Romans. The Amazons, which might be my favorite faction, I got 66 points and I won. The Romans, I got 47 points, but I won because I was able to attack him a lot, and the Amazons I was able to build a lot. This one, I just didn't have ways to build cards. Like, I was struggling. Like, if I had gotten the town earlier, or even the Ceremony of the Guides would have been nice, then I probably could have built even just one more faction card. So, I mean, I got 59 points and lost. So, but even then, like, 59 to 66, it just once again shows that the factions are balanced. I mean, 66 to 47, that's a little bit of a different story, but that could have also just been because, I mean, the way that the cards come out. However, I think this solo variant is a blast. Like, if you want just to play this game, then, I mean, you can also use this as a way to test your deck construction. Like, it's like, oh, I didn't really, since I don't have a lot of card generation in this, I should probably look for some of the expansions that I can pull in here. Like, I don't see myself using Temple of the Rising Sun a whole lot. But, so it's like I can pull those out, because there's 3 of them. There should be, yeah, Temple of, it's like, so I can take those 3 out and add something that gives me more card production. So, that's just another way you can play the solo mode, is to test out your decks, which I think is really cool, because like I said, it's not punishing. It only affects your common cards, which also is really cool. If you're really efficient at building your factions, then it's like, okay, well, he doesn't even have any common cards to destroy because I don't have any. It's really cool. Other than that, I mean, I can't really think of a whole lot to talk about for the solo variant. Like I said, if you want to know what I think of Imperial Settlers, then definitely go check out that discussion. But if I'm going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, the solo variant, I think I'm going to give it a 9. Like, I enjoy it quite a bit, because, I mean, it's still challenging. And in Empires of the North, you have, it's solo, or not solo, it's scenario-based, which is also really cool. And I like how different they are. I like how you're not just doing the same thing in Empires of the North, you're trying to beat a scenario. And in this one, you're really just playing Imperial Settlers, and you're just up against this deck. So I like the variation. I like how different they are. But I still enjoy kind of the threat, that hey, someone might attack me, or he might destroy things I really need. Like my, I don't even remember, the Settlers, which would have been super useful. That happened to be the one he got rid of. So, yeah, I think the solo variant, I'm going to give it 9. So, that's it, everyone. Let me know what you think of the solo variant in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this, and if you like this video, then click the subscribe button below to enjoy any video that I put out. And right next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that so you get notified of whenever I actually upload these videos. If you want to support the channel, you can definitely visit my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.